Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be kind of a part two follow up video to the one I did last night on that Give Me 10 thread that's going around. The thread was just basically give me 10 albums of bands or artists that have appeared in movies, be it song or actually made cameos. And since there was a lot of different ideas I had, I was going to divide it up into a few different videos. So the one I did last night was songs that appeared in 80s movies. And what I'm going to do now is actually cameos, where artists or bands that actually had a role or did a cameo in a movie. So it's really weird because at first I thought it would be kind of tough, when you first said it, you started thinking about it. Then when I sat down and just started going through things, it was just kind of amazing how many. There was probably like 30 or 40 that just kind of end up, popping up just like that. So I narrowed it down to 10, which I thought was 10. Actually, it's 11. So it's a Mr. Hall of Fame 10. but yeah, just to kind of even mention some of the ones to go through that I didn't even pull out. Stuff like excuse me, like Isaac Hayes and I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, Force MDs from the movie Rappin', New Edition from Crush Groove. Um, let's see who else, like Wayne Newton from Vegas Vacation. Yeah, just a lot of different. There's so many of them. It was just kind of interesting when you actually start sitting down and thinking about it. But these are the 10/11 that I came up with to share for the video. And I also tried to stay away from things where, it's just blatantly obvious, kind of like I'm not going to pick Prince from Purple Rain. It's kind of like, well, no kidding, he appeared in Purple Rain kind of thing. But anyway, let's just kind of jump right into it. We'll start here with Morris Day from The Time. Of course, he was in Purple Rain, but I picked this one based off of the movie The Adventures of Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay. One of the funniest movies ever. I love the Dice Man. Oh my gosh. I think he's hilarious, and I've loved him from day one. But yeah, Morris Day made a cameo as like a record producer in that movie. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. I mean, Andrew Dice Clay, Ed O'Neill, just, hilarious. And actually, in that movie too, Vince Neil also made kind of a cameo in that he was the rock star that died in the movie. So Vince Neil was in that one, and Wayne Newton was also in that one too. So there were a few in that movie. Next, we're going to Neil Diamond, the man himself. And again, there's a couple of different ones you could pick for Neil. Obviously, he was, the main character in The Jazz Singer, which was kind of the movie that introduced me to Neil Diamond. It was just always seemed like when I was in junior high or, grade school and I was sick and staying home, the movie Jazz Singer seemed to always come on. And I had no idea, but I wasn't paying attention to the plot of the movie or anything like that. But it's just listening to Neil do the song. I would always just wait to get to a part where Neil was singing, and I just thought it was freaking awesome. Because in that, Love on the Rocks was in that movie, Hello Again, America, the whole nine, Hey My Louise. There's all kinds of great songs in that. But anyway, so obviously he was in The Jazz Singer, but I picked this out based on his cameo in Saving Silverman, where Neil was with Jack Black and I forget what's his name, but yeah, Neil was the artist they were completely obsessed with in that movie, and he made a couple cameos in there. Next, we're gonna go along with Billy Idol. And you guys know, anytime I get a chance to show this record, I'm gonna do it. This is Rebel Yell, and of course, Billy Idol made a nice cameo at the very end of The Wedding Singer on the airplane. It's my boy. March Violets. This is a 12-inch single for Turn to the Sky. And they made a cameo where they were performing as artists actually in the movie Some Kind of Wonderful. So my favorite song by them too. I love this song. Just such a beautiful 80s feel to it. I absolutely love it. That also reminds me of another one that I could have easily put in there too, which would be the E.J. Daly. Um, one of my favorite 80s female artists as well, because she made a cameo in Valley Girl and also Better Off Dead. She performed at the dance they went to, so she had a couple cameos that could have qualified her as well. Next, we're going to the Two Live Crew. And I pulled out this one because Luke, he made a cameo in Players Club, another hilarious movie with Bernie Mac. Um, and even in that, in Players Club, I think, oh gosh, what's his name from the Isley Brothers, I think was in there too. But anyway, I'm get sidetracked here. Moving right along, one and only Ice-T. This is Power, probably my favorite Ice-T album right there. But yeah, again, there's a few different things you could pull off with him as well. Obviously he has a recurring role in Law and Order. He's appeared in a couple different movies, but I pulled this out for, well, I guess you could say Breakin'. He made a cameo in that, and then also blah 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 blah. New Jack City. He was a police officer in New Jack City as well. And then another album was kind of fun to pull out. I'm gonna have to give this a spin before I put it away, because I have not listened to this in a while, and this was one of my absolute favorite albums back in high school. But LL Cool J, Bigger and Deffer, or I'm sorry, Bad. I mean, just just definitely still his favorite album to me by far. But I pulled this out for the cameo that he made in the movie Crush Groove. And Crush Groove is kind of about the upcoming of Def Jam and all of that. So, but the main characters were Run DMC, Sheila E., Curtis Blow, Rick Rubin. So those were kind of the main characters. LL Cool J, just kind of, the only thing he did in the movie, there was about a 25 or 30-second audition that he did where he did the first verse to Radio. And then the rest of the movie, you may catch him here or there in the background, just kind of moving boxes or loading things and stuff like that. So I kind of give him the cameo there. Another interesting one too here is that, again, that movie had a ton of different cameos, because the guys from Full Force were in there, as well as all of the House Party movies. Not even an artist, but Chris Rock was even in Crush Groove, where he was standing in the background just watching a fight take place. He's already skinny, and he was really tiny and had this huge Jerry curl. So funny. But anyway, moving right along. This is probably one of the ones that everyone knows. Well, obviously, Twisted Sister, Burn in Hell, of course, from Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. You gotta love that one. Love Twisted Sister, love Pee Wee Herman too. Funny as heck as far as I'm concerned. And then Janet Jackson. She was in Poetic Justice, which was a movie with Tupac Shakur. So I gotta pull her out for that one. And probably one of my favorites, just in terms of a scene, definitely one of my favorites as far as a cameo in a movie, Africa Bambaataa and Soul Sonic Force. And this is from the movie Beat Street, when all these kids have been dying to go to this club. I think it was the Roxy, and they finally get into the club and everything. As they walk in, it's this gigantic club, like a warehouse-sized club, and people are just, they walk in and people are dancing and everything, and Africa Bambaataa and Soul Sonic Force are on stage performing Frantic Situation. Man, they were tearing it up. Oh my gosh, what I wouldn't have done to have been in that club that night. And love that song too. It's freaking awesome. Favorite scene from that movie. And last but not least, Norah Jones. And you remember where she made a cameo in Ted. You guys recall that? So to pull that one out too. So again, you also have movies like Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, where Dolly Parton was in there. Light of Day with Joan Jett. So yeah, we said when you start thinking about it, lot of movies where artists kind of popped up out of nowhere. So anyway, that's the Give Me 10 for artists that made actual cameos or appeared in movies. And yeah, we'll come back with the next one soon. But as always, thanks for watching, VC, and we will talk to you guys soon.